All right, guys. So in this lecture, we are going to look at the other CHS students' questions, mathematics. Now, like I usually tell you, that this is not an avenue for you to just copy, understand the processes because you may come across the same questions in the exam. Is that okay? Now, let us look at the first one. The first one is a polynomial question. Now, the question says factorize this. How do you factorize something like this? Now, we are going to use the trial and error method or the rational root method. And the rational root method says that you should just put in any value, like plus minus any value. It could be plus 1, plus 2, minus 2, plus 3, minus 3 into this equation. And any one of them, that when you put it for x into this equation, if the answer gives you 0, then that one is a factor. So let us try the first number. First number will be x is equals to 1. It means if you put x is equals to 1 into this equation and it gives us 0, it means x is equals to 1 is a factor. So this will be 2 bracket. Wherever you see x, put 1. Raised to the power of 4 minus 1 to the power of 3 minus 8 bracket 1 square plus 1 plus 6 is equals to 0. 1 raised to the power of 4 is 1 times 2 is 2 minus 1 raised to the power of 3 is 1 minus 1 square is 1 times 8 is 8 plus 1 plus 6 is what? 7. Let us see if this will give us 0. So we have 2 minus 1 is 1 minus 8 is minus 7. So we have minus 7 plus 7, which is equals to 0. So it means x is equals to 1 is a factor. And if x is equals to 1 is a factor, it means that x is equals to 1 is a factor. Are you getting it? You can write it is a factor. Now, what does that imply? What that implies is that x minus 1 equals to 0 is a factor, because if you take this one to this other side, it gives us a negative value. So n bracket minus 1 is the factor. Now we are now going to use what we call synthetic division. Synthetic division to divide this and then break this down. Now, what is the idea behind synthetic division? Synthetic division says that if you want to simplify something like this, what you need to do, I know this is the first time most of you are hearing of something like this. You have something like this, all right? You say you should write in these values inside this bracket, just the coefficients of what you have here into this place. Give it one space. So coefficients, the first coefficient we have there, coefficient of s raised to the power of 4 is what? Is 2. So in my just the here will be what? 2. Then for x cubed, the coefficient is minus 1. So here will be minus 1. For s squared is minus 8. So here will be minus 8. For x is 1. So here will be 1. And then the other value that we have is 6, which is a constant. Now the idea is this. If x is equals to 1, now you are going to use 1 to divide through. Now there's a way we do this division. It's not just like your normal division. Now what you normally do is bring this 2 down. So we bring this 2 down. Is that okay? Bring this 2 down. So you bring this 2 down. 1 times 2 will give us what, my dear student? 2. You write that 2 here. See what I did though? I brought this 2 down first. How did we get this 1? It's from this s is equals to 1. I want to use it to divide through and see the we'll be able to get the other coefficient. So I said we brought this 2 down. 1 times 2 will give us 2. Is that okay? Now, the next one, minus 1 plus 2 will give us, you are now going to add these two things together. That is the next step. So we add. Now, minus 1 plus 2 will give us 1. Now, the next step again is to use this one to multiply this one again and write it under here. So 1 times 1 will still give us what, my dear student? 1. So write it under here. And then at the end of the day, you add this one again. So minus 8 plus 1 will give us 7. Now, the next step again, this 7, you need to multiply 1 and write it under here again. So 7 times 1 will give us what? 7. Write it under here. Are you getting it now? And then add, think so. This one's supposed to be minus 7. Minus 8 plus 1 is minus 7, right? So this one will give us minus 7 here, because 1 times this minus 7, you use this one to multiply what we have here, minus 7. Then you add these two. 1 plus minus 7 will give us what? Minus 6. Is that okay? Then the last one, use this minus 6 to multiply 1. That will give us what, my dear student? That will give us minus 6. So you write the minus 6 here, and then you add minus 6 plus minus 6. That will give us what? 0. Once it gives us 0, it means that 1 is a factor. Now, you know that if you divide 2s raised to the power of 4 by x, that will give us s raised to the power of cube, s cube rather. Are you getting it? So it means that we have divided x minus 1 by this. It's more like long division method, but it's a different approach entirely. It means if we divide this, the highest power will it will no longer be s raised to the power of 4, but the highest power now will not be what? S raised to the power of what? 3. Why? Because you've used s to divide what we have through here. So this first coefficient here will carry s to the power of 3, and then the rest will follow suit in a reducing order. So here will give us 2s to the power of 3 plus this one here will be s to the power of what? 2, because this is 1, minus here will be what? 7x. Should be reducing like that from 3 to 2 to 1, then minus 6. Are you getting it? So it means that when we divided 2s raised to the power of 3 minus s cubed minus 8s squared plus s plus 6 by x minus 1, this is what we got as our answer. Is that okay? So you are now going to come here and write that this whole thing is still the same thing as what? X minus 1 bracket what, my dear student? 2s to the power of 3 plus what? S squared minus 7s squared minus 6. All right? 2s to the power of 3 plus s squared minus 7s minus 6 is this. So what this one is trying to tell you now is that if you multiply through what we have here, it's going to give us this this equation. If you use this one to multiply this, it's going to give us this equation. Can you just try it? Maybe you can try it later. Can we try it? Let me just try it first. I want to see something. S times this gives us what? 2s to the power of what? 4. S times this gives us s to the power of what? 3. Are you getting it? And then this multiplied by this. Okay, this is not supposed to be square. This multiplied by this gives us minus 7s squared minus 6x. Is that okay? Now, the last one is this one. This multiplied by this, that will give us minus 2s to the power of 3. This multiplied by this, that will give us plus s squared minus this multiplied by this will give us plus 7s plus 6. If you subtract, first of all, we have our 2x raised to the power of 4, then minus this 2s raised to the power of 3. X raised to the power of 3 minus 2s raised to the power of 3 will give us minus s raised to the power of 3. Then minus 7s squared, this is supposed to be negative sign here because it's minus 1 that is subtracted. So minus times minus will give us negative here. So here supposed to be minus 7s squared minus s squared will give us 1 minus 8s squared. Then plus this 7x minus 6s plus 7s will give us x, and then of course plus 6. So you see that this multiplication we have here is still the same thing as this, but we are asked to break it down. So we are breaking this whole thing down until the power is just a power of 1. This one is a power of what? 4. Is that understood? So we want to break it down until the highest power we'll be having here. That is why they say factorize. You factorize it into all the factors. This s raised to the power of 3 can also be factorized. Now, we can decide to use the grouping method, but the grouping method will not work here. So we are also going to try that method again. If we put, let's pick this one. I will factorize the first one. So let's factorize this one. This one now is the next one to be factorized. So we take 2s to the power of 3 plus what? S squared minus 7x minus 6, and then refactorize it again. We can also use the same method. Are you getting it? But in this case, let us say, let s be equals to minus 1. If we put 1 here, it may not necessarily work, because here will be what? 1 square is 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 square is 1 plus 2 here, that is 3. Like, this is 1 square times 2. Here will give us 2 plus 1 here. That will give us 3 minus 7, because 7 times 1 will give us this. So this is 3 minus 7 will give us minus 4. Minus 4 minus 6 will give us 10. So if you put 1 into this equation, it will not work. So let's try minus 1 and see if minus 1 will work. If we put minus 1 here will give us what? 2 raised to the power of minus 1 to the power of 3 plus what? Minus 1 square minus 7 brackets 1 minus 6. So this thing is more like trial and error first. Now, minus 1 raised to the power of 3 is what? Minus 1. Times 2 is what? Minus 6. Minus 1 square is 1. So plus 1. Minus 7 times 1 is minus 7. Then plus what we have here is, I think, minus 6. Okay? Did this still give us the answer we are expecting? Plus 7 bracket. Okay, it's supposed to be minus 1 rather. Yeah. So minus times minus here will be plus. Is that okay? So that at the end of the day, this to give us the answer we are expecting. This particular question. Minus 6. Did it give us 0? Let's see. Minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. It didn't give us 0. But when I solved it here earlier, it actually did. Let me confirm again, please. Come in. Okay, let's try minus 2. Let us see what minus 2 will give to us. We are right from here now. 2s raised to the power 3 plus s squared minus 7s minus 6. 2s raised to the power of 3 plus s squared minus 7s minus 6. All right. So let us see the next step we are going to take for this particular question. Now, the next step is, let's try possibly 2 and see if 2 will work for us. All right. If we try 2, here we give us 2 raised to the power of 3 plus, here will give us what, my dear student? Here will give us 2 square minus 7 times 2 minus 6. Is that okay? Now, at the end of the day, 2 raised to the power of 3 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 square is 4 minus 7 times 2 is 14 minus 6. Are you getting it? So this is 4 plus 16 plus 4 is 20. So 20 minus 14 minus 6 is 20. So this one gave us 0. So it means minus 2 will work. Are you getting it now? I mean, 2 will work. So if 2 works, okay, you just put it into the equation now. So if 2 works, that one is supposed to work. Let's do this again, I beg. This 2 bracket minus 1 raised to the power of 3 plus minus 1 square minus 7 bracket minus 1 plus 6. All right? Exactly. So let's see. This is 2 minus 1 raised to the power of 3 is minus 1. Are you getting it? Minus 1 square is plus 1. So we now have minus 7 and this. Minus 7 and this. Down. Okay, here it's supposed to be minus 6. Minus 6. Minus 7 and this will give us plus 7. And then here will give us minus 6. This minus 6, 2 times minus 1 will give us minus 2 plus 1. Then 7 minus 1 will give us what? Minus 1. Are you getting it now? At the end of the day, we give us plus 1. At the end of the day, what are you going to get? Minus 2 plus 2, which is equals to 0. So it means minus 1 worked. So when x is equals to minus 1 worked, and then at the end of the day, take this one to this side, it gives us what? Plus 1 is equal to 0. So it means s plus 1 is another factor. So we've looked at the first factor, x minus 1. The other one is what? S plus 1. Because when we substituted s plus 1 into this equation that we got from here, it gave us 0. So it means s plus 1 is a factor of this one here, because this one now is the one we want to simplify further. Are you getting? We've simplified this. We don't simplify this one. They get this, which is this and this. But this one is still too complex. We have to break this further. That was what we simplified again to get s plus 1. So this s plus 1, we must use it to divide this to see what will be remaining. We come back for the synthetic division method. All right? So this will give us, told you that the synthetic division, what are we doing synthetic division for? This. The values we have here, we have 2. Then here is what? 1. The coefficient of these things we have here, here is 2. Here is what? 1. Here is minus 7. Here is minus 6. So here will be 2, 1, minus 7, minus 6. All right? Minus 7, minus 6. So what did we just use? We use minus 1 for it. S is equals to minus 1. Now, told you the first step is bring these two down. So we have 2. All right? And the next step is use this minus 1 to multiply 2. This is a very long something. Probably this video is taking about 17 minutes. Minus 1 times 2. That will give us already minus 2. Is that okay? Then you add what we have here. So 1 minus 2 will give us minus 1. Use this minus 1 again to multiply minus 1. That will give us 1. Minus 7 plus 1 will give us what? 6. Minus 6. Are you getting it now? So we now have minus 1 minus 6. That will give us 6. So we have minus 6 plus 6. That will give us 0. Once it gives us 0, we know that, oh, it's actually a factor. So we have s raised to the power of 3 that was divided by what? X plus 1. Is that okay? So if s raised to the power of 3 is divided by x, that will give us what? S squared. So it means that what we are going to get by the division here should be what? S squared. See that it was reducing. From s to the power of 4, we got s cubed. For s raised to the power of 3, we are getting what? S squared here. So here will be 2s squared. After 2s squared, what is the next value? X. So because we have 1 here, just put minus x minus 6. So this is the second this thing you are going to get. So far now, what have we gotten from the simplification? We've gotten, so far, what have we gotten from the simplification? We've gotten x minus 1 bracket s plus 1. So we come here and say x minus 1 bracket what? S plus 1. Then this other part is remaining, which is 2s squared minus x minus 6. Is that okay? Now, this one is a quadratic equation, which you can definitely solve using normal factorization. So let us factorize this other part now using normal quadratic equation. Now, if you factorize, this quadratic equation using normal factorization method, this will give us 2s squared minus x minus 6. 2s squared minus x minus 6. Now, if you factorize this, 2 times 6 will give us 12. We are looking for that value that when we multiply them, they are going to give us 12x squared. And when we add them, they are going to give us minus x. And of course, those two values, my dear student, is what? Minus 4x plus 3x. So this minus 6 is equal to 0 because minus 4s plus 3s will give us minus s. Minus 4s times 3x will give us minus 12s squared. Because normally, you use this 2s squared to multiply minus 6 to give us minus 12s squared. This is a very long question. I don't know why they have to put this question as number 1. I would have jumped it and solved other questions. All right? So this will be, what is the common terms here between these 2s squared and 4s? Of course, is 2x. So this gives us x minus 2 because 2x divided by 2s squared, 2s squared divided by 2s will give us s. 4x divided by 2s will give us minus 2. Plus, what is common here is 3. 3 can go into here. 3 can go into 6. X minus 2 equals to 0. So the final answers now will be what? You take one of these in the bracket, which is x minus 2. It's not equal to 0, so you are factorizing x minus 2, then bracket 2x plus 3. So you've been able to factorize everything. So the factors now are x minus 2 and then 2x plus 3. So you factorize this completely. These are the factors. So the correct answer to this question is what we have up there. X minus 1, x plus 1, x minus 2, 2x plus 3. All right? It's a very stupid question, but we just have to solve it. Now, the next question says, evaluate the complex number. Now, this one is a very simple one. The complex number 7i multiplied by 3i. My dear student, that will give us 7 times 3 will give us 21. All right? So this one does not require you to write much. 7 times 3 will give us 21. And then you have I times I. 7 times 3 is 21. I times I is I squared. And I squared is minus 1. So this gives us 21 times minus 1. This is iota. Iota square is minus 1. So 21 times minus 1, the correct answer here is minus 21. That is the answer to that one. That one is a very simple one. And the next one says, if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, calculate the values of the following. Now, if alpha and beta are the root of the equation they give to you is what? S squared plus 3x now equals to 5. To make this a quadratic equation, take this 5 to this other side. So here it gives us s squared plus 3x minus 5 is equals to 0. Now, we need to look for alpha plus beta. By symmetric difference, alpha plus beta is usually minus b over a. And alpha beta is usually c over a. Now, looking at this question, now which of them is our b? B is 3. The coefficient of x is usually b. So b is 3. Our a is the coefficient of s squared. Coefficient of s squared here does not have a coefficient, so the coefficient is 1. Are you getting it? And then c is minus 5. Is that okay? This is our constant term here, c minus 5. So my dear student, what is the first one we have there? Alpha squared plus beta squared. Now there's a branch of mathematics where this will be taught. It's called the symmetric difference of roots. If you have alpha squared plus beta squared, alpha squared plus beta squared, it is still the same thing as alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. Is this the same as what? Alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. So if I have alpha squared plus beta squared, alpha plus beta is minus b over a. Okay, we've not gotten the value of alpha plus beta. First of all, we need to have value of alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta minus b over a. What is our b? 3. So this becomes minus 3 over a is what? 1. Minus 3 over 1 will give us minus 1. Then alpha beta is c over a, which is 5 over 1. and 5 over 1 will give us 5. Is that okay? So like I said, the first one says alpha square plus beta square. There's a branch that says that alpha square plus beta square is alpha beta square minus 2 alpha beta or better. Now, it's something that you'll be taught, and we can actually prove how this, but if I should do that now, the video will be too long. So just write it this way. Now, my dear students, alpha square plus beta square now will be equal to, what is our alpha beta? We said alpha plus beta is minus 3. So this will give us minus 3 square minus 2 brackets alpha beta is 5. Minus 3 square will give us 9. Minus 2 times 5 will give us, is this supposed to be minus? Yes, supposed to be minus 5 because it's C over A and C is minus 5. So minus 5. Minus 2 times minus 5 will give us what? Plus 10. So 9 plus 10 will give us what? 19. So our alpha square plus beta square is equals to 19. Is that okay? Now, the next one is alpha minus beta square. Now, this one has a way of expressing it which says alpha minus beta square is alpha square minus 4 alpha beta. If possible, you can memorize all these things, or better still, learn how to prove them. I have lectures actually showing how each of these are being proved. So we have alpha beta square. Alpha plus beta is minus 3. So we have minus 3 square minus 4. Alpha beta is minus 5. Minus 3 square is 9. Minus 4 times 5 is 20. So this will give us what? 29 as the answer to that question. Let's look at the let's look at the next one. The next one says okay, there was one that actually said just alpha beta. Please don't jump that one. We've already calculated alpha beta as what? As minus 5. Is that okay? So C over A, which is minus 5 over 1. Don't forget that question. We've already calculated it before. Then let's come to D. D says alpha square minus beta square. Now, this alpha square minus beta square is, didn't I solve that one, that particular one? Okay. Alpha square minus beta square is like the difference of 2 square. Difference of 2 square, say if you have a square minus b square, this is the same thing as a plus b bracket a minus b. Is that okay? So alpha square minus beta square would be equal to, my dear student, did I just calculated something and gave us I think I calculated wrongly. I'm coming. Or I didn't write a particular question. There was no question like alpha minus beta square. I didn't write that question. Okay, we've gotten the alpha minus beta square. The question was actually alpha minus beta. That was what we just calculated. Alpha minus beta square was what we calculated. All right? So please take note. Alpha minus beta square was what we calculated. And that gave us what? 29. So that question is not done yet. But what we are actually looking for is what? C. C says alpha minus beta. What we just calculated for was alpha minus beta square. So to get alpha minus beta, you just square root both sides. You know this one is squared, so we can square root both sides. When you are square rooting a number, you put plus or minus so that the square will cancel this, so that you can now have your alpha minus beta, which will give us plus minus root 29. Because there is no way you can get alpha minus beta direct. So I use alpha minus beta square first. We got alpha minus beta square. This is number C we are solving. Alpha minus beta square first, then just use square root that to now remove the square, so that you will now get your alpha minus beta. Is that okay? That was this question we solved. Then the next one is alpha square minus beta square, number D. Alpha square minus beta square, like I said, is difference of two square, which is equals to alpha plus beta bracket alpha minus beta. That is the general idea, that in mathematics, if you have square of another thing minus the square of another thing, it is the addition of both of them multiplied by the subtraction of both of them. Difference of two square, according to what I wrote here. A square minus b square is a plus b bracket what? A minus b. Now, my dear student, so your alpha square minus beta square, what was our alpha plus beta? Minus 3. So this will give us minus 3 times alpha minus beta is what we calculated as plus minus root 29. So what do you think will be our alpha square minus beta square? That will give us plus minus 3 times this will be 3 root 29 as the answer. Plus minus 3 root 29. Is that okay? Now the next one is E. E says alpha cube plus beta cube. All right? Now that is equals to alpha plus beta cube. Please take note. 3 alpha beta bracket alpha plus beta. That is the expression for alpha cube plus beta cube. If you can cram them in your head, cram them. Although there is a way to prove this. All right? Now, my dear student, how do you now go about this particular one? So, alpha cube plus beta cube. What is our alpha plus beta? Because we said it's minus 3. Raised to the power of 3. Minus 3. Alpha beta is what? Minus 5. Bracket what? Minus 3. Now, minus 3 to the power of 3 will give us minus 27. 3 times this is 15 times minus 3, that is 45. So we have, because this times this will give us positive, times this will give us minus 45. Now, at the end of the day, this is going to give us minus 72. So that is our alpha cube plus beta cube. Now, the last but not the least is F. F says 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. What is the LCM of this and this? Is alpha beta. Now, alpha beta going to this, what will be left is beta. Beta times 1 is beta. Alpha beta going to this, you are left with alpha multiplied by alpha. So that will give us what? Alpha plus beta divided by what? Alpha beta. What do we get as our alpha plus beta? Minus 3. Alpha beta is what? Minus 5. So the correct answer to this one will be what? 3 over 5. Of course, because negative will cancel negative. Is that okay? So that is that for that question. Now, the next one. Evaluate this. Down. This is an exponential equation. It's a very simple question. All right? Exponential equation. Now, it says that if you have something like this 25 raised to the power of x minus 6 bracket 5 to the power of x plus 5 is equals to 0. 25 can also be written as what? 5 square. Everything multiplied by x minus 6 bracket 5x plus 5 is equals to 0. Now, bring the s out. So this will give us 5 raised to the power of x squared minus 6 bracket 5 raised to the power of x plus 5 is equals to 0. Now, At this point in time, these two can also be interchanged. That was what I did here. The s came inside, the 2 came out, because multiplication is mutually exclusive. So we can exchange it. 2 times s is the same as what? S times 2. Exactly. Now, we can now say let p be equals to 5 raised to the power of x. So that wherever we see p now, we are going to put 5 raised to the power of what? X. Is that okay? Now, let us solve. So here will be what? P squared minus 6p plus 5 is equals to 0. Now, my dear student, how do you factorize something like this? P squared minus 6p plus 5. You look for that value. Now, when you add it, it's going to give us 6p, but when you multiply it, it's minus 6p, but when you multiply it, it's going to give us 5p squared. The value, of course, not far-fetched, is minus 5p minus p. Minus 5p minus p will give us minus 6p. Minus 5p times p times minus p will give us what? Positive 5p squared. Plus 5 is equals to 0. What is common between these two? Of course, p. So we have p minus 5. What is common here? Minus 1. This minus 1 go divide p will give us p. Minus 1 times this positive here minus 5 divided by 1 will give us what? 5 equal to 0. So my dear student, p minus 1, you know what to do when you get to this point. At this point in time, you will do what you will do for here. You collect 1 in the bracket, then collect this one outside and 1 here. Is that okay? Exactly. It's more like you are factorizing again. P raised to the power minus 5 is common between both of them. So you take it out and then write what is left. P minus 1. That is the meaning. All right. So this is what we got. So P minus 1 should be equals to 0 and P minus 5 should be equals to 0 because both of them are equals to 0. Now, at the end of the day, P will be equals to 1 and P will be equals to 5. But remember, recall that P was equals to 5 raised to the power of x. So when P is equals to 1, wherever you see P now, put 1. So here will be 1, 5 raised to the power of s. Now, how do you simplify this to cancel the 5? Do you know that 5 raised to the power of 0 is still the same thing as 1? So in place of this 1, you can put 5 raised to the power of 0 so that the bases will be equal. They will cancel out and your x will be equals to 0. Then for the second case, when P is equals to 5, remember that P is equals to 5 raised to the power of s. So 5 will be equals to 5 to the power of s. This is raised to the power of 1. When this one cancels this, your x is equals to 1. So the correct answer to this question is s is equals to 0 and s is equals to 1. That is that for that question. Now the next question says you should think that is that. The next question says solve the equation log of this. Now you can rewrite this as log to base 10 x minus 10. This minus can come to this side. It becomes positive log. Let the ones that carry log come to one side. X plus 1. Everything should be equals to what? 0. What I simply did was take this one here to come and meet its fellow log and let one be on its own. Is that okay? Now, my dear students, at this point in time, now there's a law of logarithm that says that if two logs are of the same base and multiplication is in between them, just collect one of the log 10, then multiply what they carry. So this is s minus 10. Since positive sign is in between, multiply them. S plus 1 is equals to 1. Now, my dear students, what is the next step you are supposed to take here? There's another law of logarithm that says if you have log c, here is a equals to b. It says that your c is equals to b to the power of a. I mean, it's equals to a rather to the power of b. Is that okay? A to the power of what? B. That is what it means. So C, in this case, our C is what? This thing we have here. So we can say x minus 10 bracket s plus 1 is equals to, what is our A here? Is 10. Raised to the power of B is how many? 1. Raised to the power of 1. Are you getting it? Because if you look at it very well, here is our C. If you compare with this thing we have here, here's our A, here's our B. So this is what it gave to us. Now, my dear students, open. X times s will give us what? S squared. This multiplied by this will give us what? Plus x. This multiplied by this will give us what? Minus 10x. This multiplied by this will give us what? Minus 10 is equals to 10. All right? Now, at the end of the day, what are you going to have? You have s squared minus x minus 10s will give us minus 9x. Then this minus 10 is equals to 10. This one can cross to this other side. It gives us s squared minus 9s minus 10 minus 10 is equals to 0. Is that okay? It's equals to 0. So what do you think we are going to have now? S squared minus 9s minus 20 is equal to 0. You can use the quadratic formula. Minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a to solve. Now, looking at this equation, our a is 1, our b is minus 9, our c is minus 20. Is that okay? So, put them into this equation. This will now give us s is equals to minus bracket minus 9 plus minus the square root of minus 9 square minus 4. A is 1, b is minus 20, all right? And then all divided by 2 times 1, which is 2a. So that at the end of the day, minus 9 squared will give us 81. Are you getting it? Then 81, right? 4 times, minus 4 times 20 will give us 80. So this will give us, first, minus times minus will give us plus. So x will be 9 plus minus the square root of 81 plus 80 divided by 2. So x will be plus minus square root of 81 plus 80 is what? 161 divided by 2. All right, so the correct answer is x is equals to 9 plus root 161 divided by 2, or 9 minus root 161 divided by 2. Depending on you can decide to simplify further, but for me, I decided to end it here. Is that okay? Now, we have another question that says, in a triangle XYZ, XYZ is 90 degrees. So we have a triangle like this. Now, Y, this is Y, this is X, this is Z. This one is 90 degrees. He told you that X is 6.5. So here is 6.5. Y is 9.8. So here is 9.8. Find Z and the angle X. Now, how do you find Z? Z is very easy. How do you look for Z? You use Pythagoras theorem, which says Z is this part here. This place here is our Z. Are you getting it? Hypotenuse. Or let's represent it with Z. So Z squared is equals to what? S squared plus Y squared. All right? Now, my dear students, Z squared be equals to 6.5 squared plus 9.8 squared. Z squared will be equals to So if you punch this in your calculator, what are you going to have? So we have 6.5 square plus 9.8 square, which gave us 138.29. So Z will be the square root 138.29, and Z will be equals to square root of 138.29. That gave us 11.78 centimeter. So that is our Z. Now, how do you get the angle X? The angle X is this angle here, theta. How do we calculate for theta? You have opposite, you have adjacent. So you can say tan theta is what? Opposite over adjacent. So tan theta will be opposite is 9.8, adjacent is 6.5. So my dear student, tan theta will be equal to 9.8 divided by 6.5. We give us 1.51 approximately. So theta is the tan inverse 1.51. So we have shift tan 1.51. Theta is 56.5 degree. So that is the answer to that question. A very simple one. Let us look at the next one. The next question says, solve the equation. We are given this particular equation and you are asked to solve. A very simple one. Now, how do you solve an equation like this? It's very easy. This 2, x plus 3 minus 15 is equals to 2, 1 minus x. Now, this x plus 3, do you know that we can also write it as 2 times 2 raised to the power of 3? Yes. Minus 15 is equals to 2 raised to the power of 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of x. This can also be written this way because according to indices, if you collect the bases, add the power, it's going to give us this one back. How? Collect 2. S plus 3 will give us what we have here. This one, collect 2. 1 minus, since division is here, 1 minus s will give us what we have here. So this and this are the same. These two like this are the same thing. All right? Exactly. So we have 2 raised to the power of s. 2 times 3 is what? 2 raised to the power of 3 is what? 8. Minus 15 is equals to, written as 2 divided by 2x. All right? Exactly. Now, my dear students, can we now say let 2 to the power of x be p? Yes, we can say that. So wherever we see 2 to the power of x, we put p there. So this will be p times 8 minus 15 is 2 over p. P times 8 is what? 8p minus 15 is equals to 2 over p. Is that okay? Exactly. So we can use this p, we can multiply through by p. If we multiply through by p, so that p can cancel, here will be what? 8p squared. We are multiplying through by p minus what? 15p. If you multiply here by p, it will cancel out the p on top, under rather. So p cancel p. Here will be left with only what? 2. So here will be equals to 2. Now, at the end of the day, if you arrange this will give us 8p squared minus 15p minus 2 is equal to 0. Is that okay? That is a quadratic equation now. At the end of the day, 8p squared times 2 will give us what? Minus 16p squared. So we are looking for two values, such a way that when we multiply them, they will give us minus 16p squared. But when we add them, they are going to give us minus 15p. And what are those two values? What do you think those two values they are? It's minus 16p minus p. So this will give us 8p squared minus 16p minus p minus 2 is equals to 0. What is common between 8p squared and 16p? Of course, is 8p. Here, 8p divided by, 8p squared divided by 8p will give us p. 16p divided by 8p will give us 2 minus 1 is common here. Are you sure? 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 Are you sure this will work? Okay, here is supposed to be positive here, because minus 16p plus p will give us minus 15p. So here is plus 1 bracket p minus 2 equal to 0. So at the end of the day, you have 8p plus 1 bracket p minus 2. Everything is equals to 0. So 8p plus 1 should be equal to 0, and p minus 2 is equals to 0. At the end of the day, p will be equals to get this will be minus 1 over 8, and p will be equals to 2. This value here is not valid. The only valid answer here is this one. This is because your p must be greater than 0. Is that okay? P must be greater than 0, because you have p as equals to 2 raised to the power of x. Even if x is 0, p will still give us 1. So the value of p must be greater than 0, but the value of p here is less than 0. So that is why this one is not valid. So p is equals to 2 is the only valid one. Remember that 2 raised to the power of x is equals to p, right? So 2 raised to the power of x will now be equals to, wherever you see p, put 2 there. This 2 raised to the power 1. This cancel this. Your x is equal to 1. So the correct answer to this question is 1. X is equals to 1. Is the correct answer to this question. Is that okay? Exactly. Let's see the next one. If T is this, write down all possible subsets that contain two elements. The possible subsets that contain two elements are 1 and 2, right? 1 and 3, right? 1 and 4. Then you now start with 2. Use 1 to go through. You start with 2 again. So we have 2 and 3, 2 and 4, because you've done 1 and 2 before. And that is that. Then the last one, use 3 to go through, which of course, my dear student, is giving us 3 and 4 only. You cannot say use 3 and 1 because you've done 1 and 3 before. Are you getting it? So you just go like that: 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, then 2 and 3, 2 and 4, then 3 and 4. Those are the only possible subsets that contain only two elements. Now, we have a question here. Say, given that set X, given that A is equals to S, such that X is less than 7 and X is an odd number, what are the elements of set A? From here, X is less than 7 and S is an odd number. It's less than 7, but it's an odd number, which is 1, 3, 5, and 7. These are odd number. Is that okay? Then we have B is equals to S, such that 1 is less than or equal to S, and X is less than or equals to 5, and X is an integer. Integer are positive or negative whole number. Is that okay? But they gave to you that X is greater than or equals to 1. That means it's starting from 1. Forget about the 0 and the negative part of it. So we have the values to be 1, 2, 3, 4. They told you that x is less than or equals to 5, so it could be equals to 5 as the correct answer. All right. Now find a symmetric difference B. Now, my dear students, in the exam, if you get this question, it's very easy. Asymmetric difference B is what A and B do not have in common. That is just what asymmetric difference B is. What A and B do not have in common is asymmetric difference B. Is that okay? So what is asymmetric difference B? What A and B do not have in common? They have 1 in common. They don't have 2 in common. So 2 is part of the answer. They have 3 in common. They don't have 4 in common. So 4 is part. They have 5 in common. They don't have 7 in common. So the correct answer is 2, 4, and 7. Asymmetric difference of B. What A and B do not have in common. There's a formula for solving it which says A minus B union B minus A. But this one will just be wasting your time doing that. Just wetin their two no get in common is asymmetric difference B. So in the exam, when they say asymmetric difference B, what they don't have in common, just pick it out. Then the other one is A minus B. Now, my dear student, what is A minus B? Write out our A. A, what are the elements in A? A is 1, 3, 5, 7. All over. What are the elements in B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because A minus B, you are subtracting B from A. So A will be on top. Now cancel. 1 cancel 1. 3 can cancel 3. 5 can cancel 5. Whatever is left on top, we don't, nothing concern us with wetin dey under. The only thing that concerns us is what we have on top. So whatever we have on top is the correct answer to this question. So our A minus B, my dear students, is equals to 7. Is that okay? A minus B is equals to 7. Now the next one is A intersection B. What is A intersection B? That means what A and B have in common. And that will be what? 1. They have 1 in common. They have 3 in common. They have 5 in common. That is our A intersection B. 1, 3, 5. Then the last one is A union B. My dear student, what is A union B? Everything present in both A and B without repetition. So that will give us what, my dear student? That will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 5, and then we have 7. We don't have 6. All right? Exactly. So that's the correct answer to that question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7. Let's look at the next one. Give enough space for this one. Next, also simplify it 27 to base 81. How do we simplify that? Log 27 base 81. All right. So how do we simplify this? It's very simple. So first of all, you are going to write log 27 base 81 is this. Now 81 can also be written as 3 raised to the power of 4. 27 can also be written as what? 3 raised to the power of 3. According to the law of logarithm, this 3 can come back. So that will give us what? 3 times. This 4 can also come back. But if this 4 is coming back, it's coming back as 1 over 4 and not just 4 like that. So this will give us 1 over 4 log 3 to base 3 remaining, because 3 don't come back, 4 don't come back. Now, there's a lot of logarithm that say if you have log a to base a, this will cancel to give us 1. So log 3 to base 3 will cancel to give us 1. So what are we left as our answer? Left with 3 times 1 over 4. 3 times 1 is what? 3 divided by what? 4. Is that okay? That is the solution to that question. 3 over 4 is the answer. Let's see the next one. The next one says, should evaluate the following equation. The equation you are given to evaluate is 5x minus 3 is 0.04 raised to the power of x. Is that okay? Now, first of all, let us break down the 0.04 and see what it will give to us. 0.04, if you want to put it into improper fraction, proper fraction, to be what? Told you that if you want to convert 0.04 to proper fraction, you put 1 at this decimal point, then add as many 0 that will cover to the end. So that will give us what? 4 over 100. All right? So here will be 4 over 100 to the power of what? X. This here 1, this here 25. That will give us 5x minus 3 is what? 1 over 25 to the power of x, which is 5x minus 3 is equals to 25 minus 1, because 1 over 25 is 25 minus 1 to the power of x. 5x minus 3 is, this 25 minus 1 is, 25 is what? 5 square, then minus 1 bracket x. So we have 5x minus 3 is 5, then minus 2x. Is that okay? Because 25 can also be written as 5 squared. That was what I did here. Then, of course, minus 1, then multiply by x, which gave us 2 times minus 1 minus 2 times x minus 2x. Now, when this cancel this, x minus 3 would be equals to minus 2x. All right? When this one crosses this side, this one crosses this side, x plus 2x will be equals to 3. Now, x plus 2x will give us 3x be equals to 3. So divide both sides by 3. This cancel this. Your x is equals to 1. That is for the first one. For the second one, you have something like this. 81x plus 1 is equals to 1. This one you could just say 81x plus 1 is equals to 1. Raise this, the other side, to the power of 0. 81 to the power of 0. That will still give us 1. So we could just say x plus 1 will be equals to 81 to the power of 0. That will still give us 1. So when this cancel this, you have x plus 1 is equals to 0. And x will be equals to minus 1. So for this particular one, our x is minus 1. Is that okay? It's a very simple question. Now, in how many ways can mathematics be arranged? Now we have mathematics. How many letters does it have altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 factorial. How many repeated themselves? M repeated itself 2 times, so you have 2 factorial times. A repeated itself twice also. We have 2 factorial. T repeated itself twice also, times another 2 factorial. Did H repeat itself? E did not repeat itself. That is all. A repeated itself. We're done for A. Did I repeat itself? No. S? No. So this is what we have. 11 factorial divided by 2 times 2 times 2, because 2 factorial is still 2. Now, for benefit of not wasting time, let me just press it in my calculator.
11 factorial. This scientific calculator, where can I see factorial? I know where I can find it normally, but here, can't find it here. 11 factorial is still the same thing as 11. It's not on this calculator. My phone calculator is not here. Still the same thing as 11 times 10. Okay. Can I just, I think I've seen something like it. Exactly, I've seen it. So we have 2 times 2 times 2. So the correct answer, let me confirm it with what? 4,989, mean 4,989,600 ways that you can arrange mathematics. Is that okay? Now, the following is an AP, arithmetic progression. Find A, the value of X, Y, and Z. Arithmetic progression. You have 9, X, Y, Z, 25. Find A, the value of X, Y, and Z. And then B, the 50th term, and then the next 3 terms after 25 and above. Now, Tn, the sum of arithmetic progression, the terms in arithmetic progression is given by Tn is equals to A plus what? N minus 1 bracket D. In this case, our A is the first term, is 9. Are you getting it? If you look at it very well, they gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They gave you the 5th term also, which is 25. So it means T5 is what? 25. Now, if our A is 9, T5 is 25, how do we get T5? T5 will be equals to what? A plus what? For T5, N is equals to 5. So 5 minus 1 bracket D. What I'm trying to do is to get the common difference D. Is that okay? T5 is 25. So in place of T5, we can put 25 here. Is what? A plus 5 minus 1 is 4D. Is that okay? Now A is what? 9. So in place of 9, in place of A, you can put 9. It's already looking like 8 anyway. Now 9 crosses to this side, becomes 25 minus 9 is equals to 4D. 25 minus 9 is how many? 16. Is equals to 4D. So divide both sides by 4. D is equals to 4. So it means the common difference is equals to 4. Now, if the common difference is 4, what's the value of X? Of course, X will now be equals to 9 plus 4, which is equals to 13. Then Y, because consecutive terms, you just have to start adding 4 to it, because that is the difference between all of them. Are you getting it? Y will be equals to what? This is the X now. Y will be equals to what? X plus 4. Are you getting it? And our X is what? 13. So which is equals to what? Which will now give us Y as equals to 13 plus 4. 13 plus 4 gave us what? 17. So our Y is 17. And then Z, my dear student, will be Y plus 4. Because you'll be adding each of them. Our Y is what? 17. So 17 plus 4 will give us 21. And you can even see that the next one is plus 4, which gave us what? 25. So that is that. So our X is 13, Y is 17, Z is 21. Find the 50th term. 50th term, Tn, is equals to A plus, our N is 50. That's what we are looking for, bracket D. So T50, A is 9. 50 minus 1 is 49.
bracket d is 4. So T50 will be equals to 49 times 4 plus 9. That will give us 205. So our 50th term is 205. And then the next three terms after 25, you just keep adding 4 to it. So the next three terms after 25 will be what? 25 plus 4. That will give us T6. Abi? That is the next three terms now. This is T5 here. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So T6 will be 25 plus 4, which will give us 29. T7 will be 29 plus 4, which will give us 31. T8 will be what? 31 plus 4, which will give us, are you sure? 29 plus 4 will give us 33. Then 33 plus 4 will give us 37. All right? So that is that for that question. Let's see the next one. Now, the next question here says, express this into partial fraction. If you have something like this, the first thing you need to do is to factorize what we have on the denominator. So to factorize this, you think of that two numbers that when you add them, they'll give us minus s. And when you multiply them, they'll give us minus 6s squared. Because the two numbers are minus 3x plus 2x. This will be minus 6. Is that okay? Because minus 3s plus 2s will give us minus s, and then minus 3s times 2s will give us minus 6s squared. What is common between these two, of course, is s. So you have x minus 3 plus 2 bracket x minus 3. What is the common here? S plus 2 bracket x minus 3. Is that okay? Now, my dear student, what do you think we are going to have? Now, this will give us 7x minus 1 all over s squared minus x minus 6 will be equals to, it's still the same thing as what? 7x minus 1 all over, because we've simplified this s squared minus 6 to now give us this s plus 2 bracket s minus 3. Is that okay? So we can now work with this as a partial fraction divided by s plus 2 s minus 3. This will be equals to a partial fraction, say you should split them into 2. S plus 2 plus b bracket x minus 3. Is that okay? Now, what is the LCM of this? It's still the same thing. So this gives us 7x minus 1 divided by s plus 2 bracket x minus 3 is equals to, what is the LCM of this and this? It's s plus 2 bracket x minus 3 division. When this divide this, is going to give us a bracket x minus 3. When this divide is going to give us b bracket what? S plus 2. This cancel this. 7x minus 1 will be a bracket x minus 3 plus b bracket s plus 2. Is that okay? So the next thing we are going to do now is to eliminate some. So let's say let s minus 3 be 0. We are saying s minus 3 is 0. It means s will be equals to what? 3. Because if this one crosses to this side, it gives us 3. So wherever we see x in this equation, put in 3 to eliminate a. So that will give us 7 bracket 3 minus 1 will be equals to a bracket 3 minus 3 plus b bracket 3 plus 2. This times this is 21. Minus 1 will give us 20. 3 minus 3 will give us 0. 0 times a will give us 0 plus 3 plus 2 is 5b. So 20 will be equals to 5b. Divide both sides by 5, my dear students. B will be equals to what? 4. So our B is 4. The next one is let x plus 2 be equals to 0. So x will be equals to minus 2. Put minus 2 into this equation. What is that going to give to us? 7 bracket minus 2 minus 1 is equals to a bracket minus 2 minus 3 plus minus b bracket minus 2 plus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 will give us 0. This times this will give us minus 14, minus 1 will give us minus 15. Minus 2 minus 3 will give us minus 5 times a will give us minus 5a. So we'll have minus 5. This cancel this. A will be equals to minus 15 over minus 5. When this cancel this, that will give us what? 3. All right. So our partial fraction now, remember that we said partial fraction is what? A over x plus 2 plus b over x minus 3. So finally, partial fraction for 7x minus 1 all over x minus 6 is equals to, what is our a? 3 divided by what? X plus 2 plus b divided by x minus 3. That is the answer to that question. Let us see the next one. The next one is a very simple question. Simplify the inequality. You have this 1 minus 2s greater than or equals to 4. What do? You can take this negative this one to this side. It gives us negative 2x greater than or equals to 4 minus 1. And negative 2x will be greater than or equals to 3. Now, to get x, divide both sides by negative 2. Now, my dear student, in inequality, when you are dividing by negative value, the sign will change. So this sign will change to less than or equals to minus 3 over 2. And that is the answer to that question. We've gotten to this question. I dread this particular question so much because it's going to be so exhausting. Like, oh my God, it's going to be so exhausting. But let's see. Now, say using binomial method, they didn't say Pascal triangle. Using binomial method, expand this. Not Pascal triangle. Now, the binomial method says a plus b to the power of n is the sum when k is equals to 0 for n values, n permutation k, then multiply by a raised to the power n minus k, b to the power of k. All right. Now, this is the formula you have to use. Each of these things, they are in this question given to you. Now, where's our n? Our n is the highest power here. This is the formula. Let us now look at our n. Our n is the highest power here. The highest power here is 6. Now, our k is each of the value until you get to 6 from 0. Our k is each of the values until we get to 6 from what? 0. So we are going to have k is equals to 0 till we get to the highest power. So here will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be our k. So we are going to take the k one after the other. A is what you have here. Remember, this is a plus bn. So a is the first thing you have here. The first thing you have here is what? 2x. So our a is 2x. Our b is the next thing you have here. What you have here is minus 3y. So b is minus 3y. Is that okay? Now that you've gotten all this, now let us look for when k is equals to 0. When k is equals to 0, This formula now become, this sum here means you should add everything. When k is 0, k is 1, k is 2, k is 3, k is 4. Are you getting it now? So when k is equals to 0, my dear student, you now use this formula here, which is 6, n is 6, k is 0, 6 permutation 0, a is 2x, bracket, to the power of what? 6 minus k, 0, because our n is 6, bracket, minus 3y, k is what? 0. 6 combination 0. You can press it in your calculator. 6 combination 0. You've been taught permutation and combination, right? 6 combination 0 is going to give us 1. You can press it in your calculator. If you don't know how to press it, ask somebody to teach you how to press combination. So 6 combination 0 is 1. 6 minus 0 is what? 6. So we have 2 raised to the power of 6 will give us what? 64. S raised to the power of 6 will give us s raised to the power of 6. Everything raised to the power of 0 is what? 1. So this answer now will be 1 times, this one means times 1 times 64, which is equals to 64x raised to the power of 6. So that is the value, our expression when k is 0. And I told you that we are going to do for k1 and so on and so forth. So let us try for k equal to 1. It's going to give us what? 6 combination 1. A is 2x. Then we have 6 minus 1. Of course, 6 minus 1 will give us what? Because our k is 1 now. N minus k, which is n is 6. 6 minus 1 will give us what? 5. Then minus 3y. K value is what? K value is 1. Is that okay? Now, if you press this in your calculator, 6 combination 1, my dear student, is going to give us 6. Multiply by, now, 2 raised to the power of 5 will give us 32. S to the power of 5 will give us s to the power of 5. Multiply by 3 negative, right? 3y, because 3y raised to the power of 1 is still not the same thing. When you punch this in your calculator, multiply everything here, that will give us minus 576 s to the power of 5, and then you have y. Is that okay? Now, let us try for when k is equals to 2. That will give us what, my dear student? Using that formula, 6 combination 2, bracket 2s raised to the power of 4. Why will it be 4? N minus, which is 6 minus 2, that will give us 4 here. Multiply by minus 3y, k is what? 2. 6 combination 2 will give us 6 combination 2 will give us 15. All right? 6 combination 2, will it give us 15? Let me press in the calculator. 6 combination 2. 6 shift combination. Shift combination. 15. 15 is correct. Is that okay? 15 is correct. Now 2 raised to the power of 4 is 16. S to the power of 4. Then minus 3 square is what? 9. So we have 9y square. Now, my dear student, if you multiply everything you have here, that will give us 2160. Then we'll have s to the power of 4 y squared. That is for that one. Now, let us do for k is equal to 3. That will give us 6 combination 3, 2s, 6 minus 3 will give us 3. Then minus 3y to the power of what? 3. 6 combination 3 give us 20. Is that okay? Times 2 raised to the power of 3 will give us 8x raised to the power of 3. This one will give us times minus 27 y to the power of 3. If you punch this in your calculator, give us minus 4, 3, 20, x3, y3. Now, when k is equals to 4, that is the last one I'm going to do. Still the same approach, 2x, 6 minus 4 is 2, minus 3y bracket 4 is equals to 6 combination 4 will give us 15 again, yes, and then times 2s squared is 4s squared, then multiply by 81y to the power of 4, which give us 4860 s squared y squared. And then we have k5. When k is equals to 5, my dear student, that will be 6 combination 5, then 2x, 6 minus 5 will give us 1, k is 5, so minus 3y to the power of 5. 6 combination 5 give us what, my dear student? 6 multiplied by 2x multiplied by minus 243 y raised to the power of 5. Because this 3 minus 3y to the power of 5 will give us this. If we multiply everything here, that will give us minus 2916 xy to the power of 5. 6 times 2, 6 times 2 times 243. All right, and then the last one is when k is equals to 6. That one is 6 combination 6, 2s to the power of 0, because it's going to be 6 minus 6, which is 0, minus 3y to the power of 6, my dear students, which is going to give us what? What do you think the answer will now be? 6 combination 6 will give us 1. We have 1 times 2s raised to the power of this will give us 1 also, times minus 3y raised to the power of 6 will give us 729 y raised to the power of 6. If you multiply this, that will give us 729 y raised to the power of 6. That is 3y to the power of 6. That's 3 to the power of 6. 729. Now, my dear student, the final answer now will be adding everything here together. Are you getting it? Starting from the first one, joining all of them together, we give us the correct answer, which is the 4s this. You add this, because the formula says sum of everything here. You add this, add this, add this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. That will give us the final answer. All right. So the final answer for this expansion using binomial theorem, the expansion of 2x to the power minus 3. Let me just give space for, let me leave that answer there. For 2x minus 3y to the power of 6, my dear student, is equals to, starting with the first one. The first one is 64 x to the power of 6 minus 576 x to the power of 5y plus 2160 x to the power of 4y squared minus 4320 x to the power of 3 y to the power of 3 plus 4860 s squared y to the power of 4 minus 2191 minus 2916 x y to the power of 5 plus 729 y to the power of 6. And that is the answer to this particular question. It's a very lengthy one, but then I detest this particular topic. I don't even know why. Just detest it. I don't like it. Now, we have the next question here. It says simplify log this. Now, this is a very simple question. We have log the cube root of 2 then square. Now, if you have cube root of anything, it's still the same thing as 1 over 3. So we have log 1 over 3. Everything is what? Squared. Log to base this of 32. So 2 times 1 will give us 2. So we have log 2 raised to the power of 2 over 3. 2 over 3 crosses to the back. So that when the 2 over 3 crosses to the back, it becomes 3 over 2. So here it becomes 3 over 2 log 32 to base 2. This log 32 can also be written as 2 to the power of 5 to base 2. This 5 can cross to the back, which will give us 3 over 2 times is 5 cross to the back becomes times 5 log 2 over 2. We say log 2 over 2 will give us 1. So the final answer here will be 3 times 5 divided by 2, which is 15 over 2, which is equals to 7.5. That's the answer to that question. Now, let's look at question number 18. Say simplify this inequality. Now, how do you simplify something like this? It's very easy. First of all, this is the absolute value. Take note, absolute value is a non-negative value of anything, of 1 minus x divided by 3, then less than 5. Now, my dear student, what is the LCM of, if you put 2 here, what's the LCM of 3 and 2? 3 and 1 rather is 3. 3 divided by 1 will give us 3. Times 2 will give us 6. Minus 3 divided by 3 will give us 1. So that 1 now will now open through this bracket. 1 minus x, bracket close. Everything should be less than what? 5. So this will give us absolute value of 6. Minus 1 times this will give us minus 1. Minus times minus will give us plus. And here will be what? X divided by 3 should be less than 5. 6 minus 1 will give us what? 5 plus x divided by 3 should be less than 5. All right. Exactly. Now, my dear student, there's something you need to know. This one, this 3, you can like multiply through by 3. If you multiply through by 3, 3 will multiply here, multiply this side by 3, and 3 will multiply here. If 3 multiply here, this one will cancel. So here will be 5 times 3, which is 15. So this whole thing can give us 5 plus x, because that 3 you multiply through with, we cancel this 3 under, will be less than what? Be less than 15. All right? Exactly. Now, in mathematics, if you have absolute value of a less than b, the way to put it is this. Absolute value is a value that can never be negative, whether it is negative. So there's a way of representing something like this. It's usually minus b is less than a less than what? B. So if you have absolute value of this, it will be minus 15 less than 5 plus 1 less than 15. So if you want to solve this 5 plus s rather. If you want to solve for s, you solve for this side first, then solve for the other side. The first one is minus 15. Okay, it's supposed to be less than minus 15, right? Minus 15 less than 5 plus x is the first part. So for us to get x, what do? Or you take this s to this side. So x will be less than 5 minus 15 cross to this side becomes 15. So x will be less than 5 plus 15 is what? 20. Is that okay? Now the other one is 5 plus x is less than 15. Now take this one to this side, becomes what? I mean, look at it. I'm using this one now. What we first did was use this one, solve this part. Then after that, you take this other part and solve. 5 plus s is the common one among them. Is that okay? So at the end of the day, this gives us x is less than 15 minus 5. So x is less than 10. Is that okay? So that is the correct approach to go about something like this. Now, most times, did I just say positive 15? 20. It's supposed to be minus 20. That means I actually made a mistake somewhere. It's supposed to be minus 20, right? Because look at it. Let's not do it that way. Take this minus 5 to this side, become minus 15 minus 5 is less than x. We're taking this one to this side. So here it gives us minus 20 is less than x. So the answer is minus 20 less than s, and x is less than 10. Is that okay? That is the correct answer to this one. Now, the next question says, find the approximate value of the expansion. This expansion, if you see this in your exam and then you are going to solve binomial expansion, I don't know what to quantify you. You just press your calculator and you get your answer in an exam condition. But if they want you to solve it, you use this 1 plus n. The formula is 1 plus x to the power of n is 1 plus ns plus n bracket n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial s square plus n bracket n minus 1. It's called the binomial theorem. N minus 2 divided by what? 3 factorial s cube plus, and then it continues like that. So if they give you root of 1.04, this root of 1.04 can also be written as the first 1.04 raised to the power of half, because root is still the same as half. Now this can also be written as 1 plus 1. We want to make it in this form. Are we getting 1 plus x? So 1.04 can also be written as 1 plus 0.04. Are you getting it? Because if you add 1 plus 0.04, it will give us 1.04 raised to the power of half. So in this question, our x is 0.04, our n is half, because this is how the expression is now. If you compare it with what we have here, what we had there was 1 plus x to the power of n. N is what? Our n is this half here. Our x is this 0.04. Is that okay? Now that you've gotten this, now let us put that into this equation and see. So what will be the answer to this question? To be 1 plus n is half times 0x, because we are working with the formula now, 1 plus nx x is 0.04 plus n is half. Can end at the third one actually, which is half bracket. This one will give us what? Minus half, because that will give us half minus 1. Half minus 1 is the same as what? Minus half. Then we now have s square. S square is 0.04 square. So we have 0.04 squared. Everything here divided by 2 factorial. 2 factorial is still the same thing as 2. Are you getting it? We can end it here. So here it gives us 1 plus 2 divided by this will give us 0.02 plus. Now, if you press 0.04 in your calculator, we give us 0.04 square, 0.0016 divided by, because 1 times 1 will give us minus 1, 2 times 2 will give us 4. So we can say let us divide this by 4, because there is this one is under now. So it will divide this 0.04 square here, which gave us minus this whole thing here. Then divided by 2. Simplify the up, then divide it by 2 again, which gave us 0.002. So here we give us minus 0.0002. If you know you are having issue with this, you can just press it to your calculator. What I did was half times half, it gave me an answer. The negative sign first, half times half gave me an answer. Then 0.04 square also gave me an answer. I multiply these two together, then divide it by 2, gave me this. Now, you add everything there together, 0.02 minus 0.002. The answer to that question is approximately 1.018. All right, approximately. Okay, no, there are 3 0 there. Okay, 1.0198. That's the approximate answer to that question. Is that okay? That is how to go about a question of this nature. Now you can just press square root of, if you meet this question in the exam and you begin to solve all this, you are wasting your time. Just press square root of 1.04 to give you the answer, 1.0198 direct. Is that okay? But since they say use binomial expansion, you should use this formula to get your answer. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. All right, so the next one we intend to look at, and that is the last question for this, is the square root of minus 6. Root minus 6 is what, my dear student? Is root minus 1 times 6. According to Sod, this can also be written as root minus 1 times root 6, which will give us root 6. You cannot really simplify root 6, but you can give us 2.45. So we have 2.45 for root 6 times root minus 1. Told you that root minus 1 is iota. Are you getting it? So the correct answer is 2.45 iota I. 2.45 iota. Then root minus 30 will be equals to minus 1 times 30. Is there any perfect square we can get from here? No. So it will become minus 1 times root 30. Now, my dear student, root 30 will give us 5.47. So we have 5.47 times root minus 1. I say root minus 1 is iota. So the correct answer is 5.47 iota, or 5.48 approximately. 5.48. 5.48 iota. All right, exactly. So that is that for the other people's question. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you in the next one.